Well, sometimes romance and comedy just do not mix. In the wake of the infamous slap, some attention now turning to couples and how they deal with offensive jokes, just like the one said on the Oscar stage by comedian Chris Rock.
Okay, so joining us live this morning with some advice on how to handle these sticky situations with your significant other is certified relationship and marriage coach Jennifer Blaine-Cool. Good morning, Jen. Good to see you.
Good morning, Emily and Travis. Great to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Good morning. Okay, so I think I just want to preface this by saying, like, we're not ever advocating that violence is the answer
Good
here,
disclaimer.
right? A little disclaimer. But Jen, I was kind of surprised by how mixed the reaction to this was. A lot of people online were saying, like, good for him getting up and defending her honor.
Sure.
You know, you should stand up for your significant other. So what was your take on what happened during the Oscars?
Yeah, this whole topic just gives me chills. It's a big deal. So if I'm being completely honest, which I will be, my first reaction when I saw it, which was after the fact, so I knew that the slap was real. I didn't watch the Oscars live. My first emotional reaction as a woman was, oh my gosh, that's the ultimate gesture of fierce protection of your woman. But very quickly, I checked in on my quick emotional reaction to it. And then I was able to step back and take a look at the aggressive response in Will. And I kind of went down a rabbit hole on the internet, which I'm sure most of us have,
Right.
and analyzing the tape and seeing his wife's face and Will's actual laughing at the joke, I think is where the juice is. My heart goes out to Will because I sense there's kind of some elements there in their dynamic that triggered his need to defend her.
Hmm.
But from what I see and analyze, that wasn't his initial emotional response.
Right. It was
It
almost
was
like he
all
was kind of
components
saving
here.
face.
I did want to ask about that, and I didn't know if it would be a tricky question to ask, but when you watch the clip, you're exactly right.
laughing.
He laughs. That's his first response. Then the camera
Yes.
cuts back to Chris. You could see Jada roll her eyes, and he clearly makes eye contact with her.
Something happened between the two of
Nonverbal
them.
communication, and
Yeah.
that's when he stands up and does what he did.
Absolutely. I've watched that face of hers so many times, and I can just feel and sense that there's a world there. And, it is fascinating because of what we're talking about. It was a delayed response. And, I think there's a lot of context difference here. I feel like the fact that it was at this event, it's being delivered by a comedian, that Will should have chosen levity over aggression.
Yeah.
But say you're at a backyard picnic and your brother keeps ripping on your wife,
Right.
maybe a pop in the face, not to condone, violence, but I feel like a pop, is kind of a form of maybe checking somebody, then, again, not condoning any kind of violence, but I do find a pop in the face at a backyard barbecue with a family member, perhaps that's been doing this for years, versus losing your emotional state at a live, event where comedy and grilling, roasting is proper and appropriate and to be
Yeah.
expected.
Well, or
you know?
even just to bring it back into those everyday situations, like even just standing up and saying something like, hey, knock it off. I don't want to hear you talk about my girlfriend or my boyfriend that way. My question too, I think where we see this come up a lot is when somebody likes to be the jokester, when couples have different dynamics of what they think is funny, right? If someone likes to kind of show affection or they like to get a laugh and they joke around, sometimes at someone's expense, but then the other partner, doesn't like that. How do you navigate those conversations about, like, I don't like being the butt of jokes, so you gotta stick up for me?
This is very thematic in my sessions. And I think what it comes down to is really open and honest communication, because there's a lot of couples that have a playful banter and they get along great and thrive in the joking dynamic.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of couples that the guy thinks, or gal, it goes both ways, think, oh, I'm connecting or I'm adding light and entertainment to our conversation with our friends. But at the same time, they're leaving their partner feeling unheard, trampled upon, that they got the floor taken away from them. So, there's lots of ways that this works and doesn't work. So really honing in on what is right and comfortable for the two of you is where it's at. Because like I said, works for many, doesn't for a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And having that conversation probably away from other people, I think, would be more successful.
Yeah, probably not live at the Oscars
backyard
either.
barbecue is not the
Yeah.
time to hash that out.
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I mean, Jennifer, we could ask you questions about this, for hours and dissect this, but we got to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Interesting to break this down. Obviously, it's a very different scenario than we've been able to talk about on this show with you before.
Yeah.
So appreciate your time and insight.
Indeed. Thanks for having me, Emily and Travis. Love seeing you guys. Thank you.
All right. You
again
too.
soon.
Take care. And if you have a question at home for our relationship expert, send us a message right now on the KOIN News AM Extra Facebook and Instagram pages. Your question may be answered right here on the show. You can always remain anonymous unless you're Will Smith. Then I want to know.
Then that ship has sailed.
Yeah, right.
Honestly, if you and your partner are disagreeing over what's funny and what's not and how to handle that, I mean, maybe it's good to bring a mediator in too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give Jen a call. She can help you.
She's the pro. That's what she's there for.
Hash it out.
No